What's going on, everyone? It's Corey here from the Breakevens, giving you the last AFL Super Coach video for season 24. What an up and down year, crazy year it's been. But firstly, I'd just like to thank everyone for their support throughout this season. Everyone who, all the new subscribers on YouTube, all the new followers on Twitter, all those who joined the Breakevens Facebook page, everyone included with the Serious Super Coaches on Facebook as well, and anyone who reached out. Thank you so much for a great year. I've had a lot of fun being back doing Super Coach content, and I cannot wait for next season. A few other things quickly. A big shout out to Rob and his team, Flight, who won the Breakevens Draft League. So well done to you. And to Louisa with Dusty AF, who won the Breakevens League. We had over 200 people there, and she came out on top. So well done to everybody there. So last video, it's going to be a quick one. It's going to go through my team, and that's really it. So if you are into NBL, FPL, even NFL, I'm part of all of those. BBL, when it comes out and starts, if you're a fan of those, you need to follow me on my socials. So that is at Breakevens Pod on Twitter /X, the Breakevens Facebook page on Facebook, and of course here on YouTube at the Breakevens. So I'm going to post weekly content on FPL, which has already started and is doing very well. I'm having a lot of fun doing that, something different. So that'll be done weekly. And then with NBL and BBL, I'm going to post my team after every round. Before every round. Not going to do videos on those because I'm not very experienced in those. I'm just doing those for a bit of fun. Well, BBL, I'm experienced, but with all the games and rounds, it's a bit hard. So, yeah, so there is a lot of content coming FPL wise here on YouTube, but on Facebook and Twitter, NBL, NFL, BBL, maybe even some NBA. It'll all be there. So look out for that and like, follow, and subscribe on all of those channels. So let's see how my team ended up for the season. And we'll have a quick recap on my season, and then that'll be it. So let's quickly go over. Here we go. So 2,433 in the last round. That was with a donut as well. Obviously, an average score for the week, with the highest score being over 2,900, but 2,433 with a donut and a rookie on field. I will take that. So up 125, which means I did finish top 10K, which is disappointing because I was aiming for top 1K, but then all the injuries happened. And because I went hard early on, I didn't have those trades for the back end, and it hurt me this year. So not the greatest of years, but nevertheless, top 10K, I will take that. So let's go to how the team looked. And here we have it. So this is how it lined up. As you can see, the vice captain worked out very well. So let's go through the side here. So McGovern didn't play. So he was my donut, which is unfortunate. But Nick Dacos 186, absolutely dominated. Loved to see that. Luke Reiner 114. Very good. Max Holmes 121. Very happy. Zach Fisher let me down with 73, and Zach Reed was my loophole. So Nick Martin with a 97. The Bont 116 and Butters 115 definitely both take those scores. Tom Green 96, not the best. 135 for Zachy Merritt was good. Dunkley 124 as well. Walsh 139. Very happy there. Gordon 118 and Rosie with a lovely 78. Gorn 122 and English 103 was happy with both the rucks turning up. Flanders 161 as VC was perfect. Obviously, if I had Nick Dacos as vice captain, would have got more points, but it is what it is. Dane Zorko, 108, happy. Heaney was a laid out, which means McMullen had to come on and scored 61. So for a rookie at this stage of the season, I will take it. Caldwell, the last 2-3 weeks has been a stinker. So 53 isn't great. Luke Jackson with a 90. Okay, I guess. And Dowling was on because Sheasel was also injured. So I had to put Zach Fisher in defense. So Dowling had to come on and scored 62. So if you look, I scored 2,433 with a donut and 2 rookies on field. So I do think that is a decent score. And obviously that's the season done. So I'm not going to go through any captains because there's no point. So what I will do is I will get up my trades that I did throughout the season and talk you through where I think I went in the right direction and where I went wrong. So give me just a second. All right. So as you can see, I did my first trades in round 2. So it'll all be on this right-hand side. So I traded Brody Grundy, Zach Fisher, and Josh Gibkiss. And in came Jack Billings, D'Ambrosio, and Heaney. Now, getting rid of Gibkiss had to be done. He did his ACL. Fisher didn't look like a great pick at all. And looked like he was going to go down. So I got rid of him and Grundy because I was planning to bring Luke Jackson in. Actually, no, sorry. I started with Luke Jackson. I was looking to bring Tim English in. So I was able to do some DPP and get in Heaney for Grundy, which paid off in the end. I think so. Billings obviously was a bust, but D'Ambrosio and Heaney were good trades in my opinion. In round 3, I got rid of Jaden Short, Hayden Young, and Jai Clark. In came Sheasel, Ryan, and Carroll. Short and Young started off very, very poorly. So bringing in Sheasel and Luke Ryan, I think, was great. And getting Carroll at that stage looked like a great idea. Scored well in his first game, looked to go up, but then, as we know, he became sub. So that didn't quite work out with Jai Clark staying in the team and actually scoring decently for a few weeks there. In round 4, I took out Ollie Wines, James Jordan, and Jack Billings. So Billings only made me, 60K. And in came Took Miller, Tom Powell, and Sam Darcy. Sam Darcy was a must bring in, and that was a great pickup. Tom Powell was supposed to be a great pickup, but once I brought him in, he started to stink it up. And Took Miller, it was cheap, it was looking good, and unfortunately lost a little bit of touch there. So apart from Darcy, I think Miller and Powell were the wrong options. In round 5, Luke Jackson came out because Shrek Darcy came back in, and I brought in Timmy English, and I got rid of Blake Howes for Sam Closey, which I thought were the Closey bring in was perfect. He made a lot for me. English supposed to be with Max gone the both best 2 rucks. Looking back at this, it should have been Cherry. I should have gone a little bit cheaper. That breakout who was looking good, but hindsight's a beautiful thing, isn't it? So, look, I think that they were great trades there, but looking back, if I'd gone Cherry, would have made it even better. In round 6, Fife, Riley Sanders, and Colby McKercher, because McKercher got injured here, I believe. They came out for Will Graham, Biggie Neon, and Zach Merritt. Graham was a good pickup, similar to Closey, not as big of an output, but still made a lot of money. Zach Merritt was a great bring in as well. Biggie Neon, unfortunately, a couple of weeks later, he got dropped, so didn't make much money there. Unfortunately, if you see in round 9 quickly, he was on 174, so he made about 50k, which isn't great. In round 7, I got rid of D'Ambrosio for Walsh and Jack Carroll for Garcia. That's Hugo Garcia. Walsh looked like the guy to bring in, and unfortunately, D'Ambrosio, he had a few quiet weeks, but then if he was just very consistent. Probably could have made a little bit more money out of him, but bringing in Walsh, I think most people would have done that anyway. And Carroll, because he wasn't going to make much, in for Hugo Garcia, who I think was a bit stiff to get dropped. So he didn't really make much money. So in round 8, Zach Williams came out, Aaron Cadman came out, and Buku Karmas came out for Jordan Dawson, Jordan Sweet, and Jake Rogers. Dawson and Sweet, well, Sweet definitely was a trade that had to happen. Dawson, he was cheap. Fixtures started to turn around. I thought he would have gone big, but as we all know, that didn't quite happen. And Jake Rogers, that was a bad trade. So, because he only played one game and scored like a 40 after that. So not great. In round 9, Matty Roberts and Biggie Neon came in for McKercher and Darcy Jones from GWS. So I got McKercher back because he was scoring tons, which I thought was a great pickup until round 11. And Jones looked good, so he was definitely a popular pick there. Round 10, Harley Reid and Marty Hall came out for Bruce Reveal, which was a great trade by me. Brucey did what he had to do. Obviously, later in the season, I think he copped a knock and got injured for a little bit and wasn't able to get back on the field. But most of the weeks he was in my team, he did the job for me. And Zorko, one of the best trades I think I did. Round 11, McKercher got injured again and Darcy Jones did a hammy. So they both came out and I brought in Zach Fisher and Joey Richards. So Fisher was coming back, scoring well. And with McKercher out, I saw big numbers coming his way. Sort of happened, sort of didn't, a bit inconsistent. And Joey Richards was coming off a 90 or like 100 or something. So you had to bring him in, which moves to round 12, where Sam Darcy, Joe Richards, and Jake Rogers came out. So Richards got injured and Rogers hadn't played for a few weeks, so had to go out. Jack Bytel came in. Joel Frazier came in and was a great rookie for us. And then I brought in Luke Jackson just because I thought he'd be top 10 forwards, averaging that 95. He'd be cover for the rucks during the buys, and I was banking on Sean Darcy to get injured. So Bytel wasn't a great trade. Frazier was, and Jackson, I'd say he was more of a good trade than a bad trade, but wasn't a great one. So in round 13, Closey, Sweet, and Will Graham came out for Jeremy McGovern, which was a great pickup until the last month. Will Dawson from the Roos and Toby McMullen. So McGovern and McMullen, I think, were good trades. McMullen was in my team and helped cover most games. You saw just before he covered in round 24. Will Dawson looked good, but then he got injured. So That was a bit of a letdown. Round 14, Tom Powell, Darcy Wilson, and Hugo Garcia came out for Billy Dowling, Isaac Rankin, and Errol Goulden. I loved all three of these trades. Dowling was great for us, and when he came on and had to cover, he did. Rankin was on an absolute heater, so I really liked that one. And Goulden was starting to get into some form, so I brought him in there. In round 15, Alex Sexton and Joel Frazier came out for Jordan Ridley and Kynan Brown from Melbourne. Ridley looked like a great pick. It was averaging 110 plus, I'm pretty sure, at this stage, and for 563, I thought I would have had him for the rest of the season. And Kynan Brown was a cheap rookie who looked to get some games, and I think he was a bit unlucky, in my opinion. So Ridley looked like a great trade, and Brown was, I had to get a cheap rookie to make that Ridley one happen. So that's what I did. Took me like finally came out for Connor Rosie, and I was happy with that trade. Rosie was very cheap and was looking to kick on with his score, so did that. And then Jordan Dawson and Jordan Ridley came out. Ridley was for 2 weeks was scoring sub 80, I'm pretty sure. And the week I traded him, he turned up for 2 weeks, and then I'm pretty sure he got injured for the rest of the season. So that trade didn't work out. But Max Holmes, I brought him in. It was super consistent. And unfortunately, this week, Sean Manor came in and his role changed, and he did crap for the rest of the season. So that looked like a great trade, but due to a change of role, it wasn't. But bringing in Josh Dunkley was a great trade here. And my last trade was in round 18, Isaac Rankin. He got suspended for 4 weeks. I think he got suspended, or was that when he did his hammy? He did his hammy. So he came out and Jai Caldwell came in, which was looking like a great pick, except for the last 3 weeks. So a lot of good trades here, a lot of bad trades. So if you look, use 2 trades, 3 trades, 3 trades, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. So use a lot of trades early. So need to work on using better trades earlier on next season, so that I can do trades after round 18 next season. That's basically what my season came down to. But yeah, that was 1, my team, 2, my trade history for the year. So let me know what you think on how I went down below in the comments. And that's going to do it for today's video and the last AFL Supercoach podcast for the year. Once again, thank you all so much for all the support during the season. I've had an absolute blast, and I can't wait to get stuck into it all next season. We usually get Supercoach open for gold members in December, late December, early January. So look out for a video there. But also don't forget, we have weekly FPL content. I've got NBL, NFL, BBL, and NBA that all are going to be on Twitter and Facebook. So make sure you follow me on my socials at BreakeVensPod on Twitter/X, the Breakevens Facebook page, and here on YouTube. Like, follow, and subscribe. That's it. AFL's done for another season. So thank you all once again. And until next time, it's bye for now.